A lot of multiple Grammy nominees this year. Lauryn Hill's got 4, TLC's got 8, and Sean Combs 5 to 10. Ryan, he can really sing. Oops!
Rosie O'Donnell's joke about Diddy nearly 25 years ago hitting a little different in 2024.
Teeny part of it, it's long, where he says that they should file a criminal complaint. Is that even possible at this point?
The whispers surrounding the latest allegations against Sean Diddy Combs have sent shockwaves through the entertainment world, with new claims landing him in the center of a legal storm.
This could easily pass for the plot of a Hollywood thriller, but the unsettling reality is far more disturbing than fiction. Imagine it, a lavish party packed with A-list celebrities, dazzling wealth on full display. But beneath all that glamour, a dark undercurrent of accusations that's now erupting into a full-blown legal storm. What was supposed to be a birthday party for Diddy's son, King Combs, allegedly turned into something far more sinister. The guest list: star-studded. Beyoncé, Jay-Z, LeBron James, even Gloria and Emilio Estefan. But according to a shocking lawsuit, these familiar names were merely witnesses to something deeply disturbing. Filed by Joseph Manzaro, this lawsuit is nothing short of explosive. Manzaro, now making headlines across the nation, accuses Sean Diddy Combs of hosting a party that descended into a nightmare. He claims he was drugged, disoriented, and subjected to a series of bizarre and degrading experiences that he never consented to. According to Manzaro, after arriving, or possibly waking up, at the party, he had no memory of how he got there. He alleges he was drugged and then taken to the Estefan's Miami mansion. Gloria Estefan herself, he claims, appeared deeply concerned, allegedly urging someone to get him medical attention because he was too drugged up. Her exact words, according to the lawsuit: "Get an ambulance. Get him out of here." But this story only gets stranger. Manzaro says he was later led through a hidden underground tunnel that connected the Estefan's property to Diddy's nearby residence. Yes, an actual secret passageway, straight out of a spy movie. But instead of fantasy, he claims what happened next was a nightmare. Once inside Diddy's house, things allegedly took a shocking turn. According to Manzaro, he was publicly humiliated, forced to wear a leather mask with a sexually explicit attachment and paraded in front of guests. He claims he was mocked and taunted, stripped of dignity, and left deeply traumatized. While Diddy was reportedly throwing a birthday bash for his son, what Manzaro describes is far from any wholesome family gathering. If the allegations are true, it paints a devastating portrait of celebrity excess gone horrifically wrong.
That's just the start. How Beyoncé gets involved.
Diddy was allegedly hosting a birthday party for his son Christian that evening, but what Manzaro describes is far removed from the wholesome image of a family celebration. He claims he was paraded through the party in a humiliating outfit, a leather mask with a phallic device attached, and taunted by the attendees. If true, this alleged act of public degradation is shocking enough, but the lawsuit goes on to allege far darker events behind closed doors. Manzaro's account of that night includes being subjected to deeply humiliating and non-consensual acts, all orchestrated by Diddy and his inner circle. He describes being forced into compromising situations, surrounded by a crowd of jeering onlookers, and left feeling powerless to escape. The lawsuit alleges that Diddy himself directed these actions, reportedly saying, "He's gonna find out what we do to snitches tonight." Manzaro claims this statement was made in reference to a perceived betrayal, though the specifics of what Diddy believed he had done remain unclear. What's even more unsettling is the alleged presence of high-profile witnesses, including Beyoncé and Jay-Z, who, according to Manzaro, were seated nearby as the events unfolded.
Yeah, look, this is one of the most shocking lawsuits I've read. If this had been the first Diddy lawsuit, our jaws would be on the floor, but there's a quality to it that sounds like almost a screenplay being written, because he says he was lapsing sort of in and out of consciousness, and he's hearing voices of celebrities throughout this lawsuit. There's obviously the mask that he says he was wearing and being degraded and humiliated. There's also a bit of a Mad Libs quality of the
details become even more surreal when Manzaro's lawsuit describes Beyoncé's reaction to seeing him. Allegedly, she turned turned to her husband and asked, "What's this? What's this all about? Why is this half-naked man with a mask standing here in front of me?" While the lawsuit doesn't suggest that she or Jay-Z participated in any wrongdoing, their alleged presence at the gathering has raised eyebrows. It's not every day that global superstars find themselves mentioned in the same breath as such a scandal, and their silence on the matter has only fueled speculation.
So there would presumably be people who could verify it or say it didn't happen.
Yeah, and that's one of the problems. You're right. When you mention all those people, they may all have alibis.
Well, Jay-Z certainly seems to have one.
Yeah.
So Jay-Z has mentioned that he's there with Beyoncé, but we know that Jay-Z was in New York.
Yes.
The night that it was supposed to be. Now,
the night of King Combs of his birthday, which happens to be April 1st.
LeBron James's name also surfaces in the lawsuit, with Manzaro claiming to have seen the basketball legend walking through the hallway during the alleged events. James, however, has categorically denied being anywhere near Miami at the time, with his representatives pointing out that he was playing for the Cleveland Cavaliers throughout April 2015. A basic internet search shows what LeBron was doing all of April 2015. His spokesperson said, dismissing the claims as demonstrably false. The Estefans, too, have denied any involvement, with their representatives stating that the property in question was not their residence, but rather a house used for family purposes. They have also provided documentation to support their claim that no parties were held there during the time frame mentioned in the lawsuit. Diddy's legal team has been equally forceful in their denials. In a statement, they described the lawsuit as a desperate attempt to garner headlines in pursuit of a payday and labeled the allegations as completely fabricated. They also pointed out inconsistencies in Manzaro's account, including the timeline of events and the alleged presence of individuals who were documented to be elsewhere at the time. For example, Jay-Z was reportedly in New York on April 1, 2015, attending public events related to his music streaming platform, Tidal. These discrepancies have led Diddy's team to suggest that the lawsuit is part of a larger smear campaign against the music mogul, who is already facing a litany of legal challenges.
These are all allegations, very wild allegations laid out in this lawsuit. As Derek said, there are elements of it that sound like some of the other lawsuits, but we have not heard a response back from Diddy at this.
Still, the allegations against Diddy cannot be dismissed lightly, especially given his track record of recent controversies. This lawsuit is just the latest in a series of claims that have painted a troubling picture of his behavior behind the scenes. While Diddy has managed to maintain his public persona as a suave, larger-than-life figure, these legal battles have cast a long shadow over his reputation. And as more details emerge, the pressure on him, and those named in the lawsuit, is only growing. The lawsuit also raises questions about the roles of the other defendants named alongside Diddy, including Emilio Estefan, Adria English, Eric Macias, and Brendan Paul. Manzaro's claims suggest that this wasn't the work of one individual, but rather a coordinated effort involving multiple people. English, described as Diddy's personal assistant in the lawsuit, is alleged to have played a significant role in orchestrating the events of that night. The lawsuit even accuses her of leading Manzaro through the secret tunnel to Diddy's mansion, a detail that has only added to the intrigue surrounding the case. For their part, the defendants have denied the allegations against them, with many pointing out flaws in Manzaro's story. Brendan Paul's attorney, for instance, dismissed the claims as 100% false and literally impossible, noting that Paul was still in high school in Ohio at the time and had never even been to West Palm Beach, where Manzaro claims the ordeal began. Such statements have added yet another layer of complexity to an already convoluted case, leaving many to wonder where the truth lies.
I think that there might be a few truths thrown in there somewhere to some of these allegations, but this one almost seems like a fan fiction, or like there are parts of it that just seem a little fabricated, you know, like word salad, all the celebrities thrown in there, and usually it comes back that they weren't even anywhere near the area. It might be a strategy by his lawyers, but who knows?
Of course, this isn't the first time Diddy has found himself embroiled in scandal, but the sheer scale of the allegations and the involvement of so many high-profile figures make this case particularly explosive. It's a situation that raises uncomfortable questions, not just about Diddy, but also about the culture of power and privilege that surrounds him. How could something like this allegedly happen in the presence of some of the world's most famous and influential people? And if the allegations are true, what does it say about the complicity of those who stood by and did nothing? Manzaro's lawsuit has already sparked a media frenzy, with everyone from legal experts to gossip columnists weighing in on what it could mean for Diddy's future. While some have dismissed the claims as outlandish and unsubstantiated, others have pointed out that the allegations fit into a broader pattern of troubling behavior that has been documented in other lawsuits against him. With Diddy
already behind bars awaiting trial on unrelated charges, the timing of this new lawsuit couldn't be more explosive. It sparked a storm of speculation. Is this just the beginning of a much deeper scandal? Or is it a desperate attempt to destroy a powerful figure when he's most vulnerable? As this legal battle plays out, all eyes are now on the courtroom, and the A-list names caught in the crossfire. Beyoncé and Jay-Z, in particular, are under intense public scrutiny. Will they finally speak out? Or will they quietly distance themselves from the swirling controversy? LeBron James, too, is in the spotlight. Despite his firm denials, the whispers surrounding his name refuse to fade. The stakes couldn't be higher, not just for Diddy, but for everyone whose reputation is now hanging in the balance. And here's where things take an even darker turn. The lawsuit claims that 8 celebrities, captured in disturbing videos, were actually victims of crimes that took place during the party. While their identities are known, they're being withheld, famous or not, to respect their privacy. But this is far from over. If you thought the accusations against Diddy were already shocking, just wait. Joseph Manzaro's lawsuit may only be the beginning. The implications surrounding Beyoncé and Jay-Z's alleged presence have opened a new chapter, one filled with questions, rumors, and potential fallout. Could this lawsuit be the domino that brings down not just Diddy's empire, but cracks the seemingly unshakable image of music's most powerful couple? And then there's the long-standing speculation about Beyoncé and Jay-Z's relationship. For years, rumors of a rocky marriage have simmered beneath the surface, from the infamous 2014 elevator incident to Beyoncé's Raw, revealing Lemonade album. While they've managed to maintain a united front, this case could resurface old doubts, and cast a new shadow over their union. What makes it even more intriguing is the timing. Beyoncé and Jay-Z have enjoyed years of success, sold-out tours, billion-dollar ventures, and a brand built on prestige, privacy, and power. But now, allegations place them at a party that's anything but glamorous. According to Manzaro, the couple was in a room where he was allegedly paraded in a humiliating costume. While the lawsuit doesn't accuse them of direct involvement, their silence has only fueled the fire. And then, there are the whispers, about surveillance cameras in places where privacy should have been guaranteed. Bathrooms, bedrooms, secret tunnels, hidden footage. The stuff of spy thrillers, but chillingly real in this case. Let's take a step back. Beyoncé and Jay-Z have spent decades crafting a near-perfect image, elegant, untouchable, unbreakable. But now, that image may be facing its toughest test yet. As the case moves forward, it's not just Diddy's future on the line. It's a reckoning for an entire culture of celebrity secrecy and power.
The influence.
All of them. All of them.
Out of those 8.
And here's where things get even murkier. Some insiders are speculating that this lawsuit could be the tipping point for Beyoncé and Jay-Z's relationship, reigniting past tensions and forcing them to confront issues they've long tried to keep under wraps. Could the stress of being dragged into the scandal push them to their breaking point? Or will they close ranks, presenting a united front as they've done so many times before? It's impossible to say for sure, but one thing is clear. The public's appetite for answers is insatiable, and the longer they remain silent, the more the rumors will grow. Then there's the matter of LeBron James. Unlike Beyoncé and Jay-Z, LeBron's team wasted no time in shooting down the allegations, calling them demonstrably false and pointing out that he was busy leading the Cleveland Cavaliers during the time in question. But even with such a strong denial, the fact that his name has been dragged into this mess is enough to raise questions. Why was he mentioned at all? Could this be a case of mistaken identity, or is there more to the story than meets the eye? LeBron has worked hard to maintain a spotless public image, and this lawsuit threatens to tarnish that, even if only by association. For someone as image-conscious as LeBron, even a hint of controversy can be damaging.
After they are done with Diddy, Jay-Z is up next to be.
As for Diddy, the fallout from this lawsuit could be catastrophic. He's no stranger to controversy, but the sheer scale of the allegations against him this time is unprecedented. Over the years, he has built an empire, not just as a music mogul, but as a brand unto himself. From Kyrock to Sean John, his name has been synonymous with success, luxury, and influence. But these allegations paint a very different picture, one that could dismantle everything he's worked for. If the claims are proven true, it's hard to imagine how he could recover both legally and reputationally. And let's not forget the other defendants named in the lawsuit. Emilio Estefan, a highly respected figure in the music industry, has vehemently denied any involvement, as has his wife, Gloria. The couple's representatives have been quick to point out inconsistencies in Manzaro's story, including the fact that the property in question was not their primary residence and that they have documentation proving no parties were held there during the alleged timeframe. But even with these denials, the damage to their reputation has already been done. The mere association with such allegations is enough to cast a shadow over their legacy.
And I have to still say allegedly, has done things and allegedly participated in a lot of things that the public would not be happy to know.
Adria English, described as Diddy's personal assistant in the lawsuit, is another key figure whose role in the events of that night is being scrutinized. According to Manzaro, English was instrumental in orchestrating his alleged humiliation, leading him through the secret tunnel to Diddy's mansion and ensuring that he was paraded in front of the partygoers. English has yet to make a public statement, but her silence speaks volumes. Is she preparing a defense, or is there more to her involvement than we've been told? Eric Macias and Brendan Paul, also named in the lawsuit, have similarly denied any wrongdoing. Paul's attorney was particularly scathing in his response, calling the allegations literally impossible and pointing out that Paul was still in high school at the time. But even with such strong denials, the court of public opinion is a powerful force, and once someone's name is tied to a scandal of this magnitude, it's hard to shake the stigma. What's perhaps most intriguing about this entire saga is the way it has reignited interest in D's past controversies. Over the years, there have been countless rumors and allegations surrounding the music mogul, from whispers about his freak-off parties to more serious accusations of wrongdoing. While many of these claims have never been proven, they've contributed to an aura of mystery and danger that has always surrounded Diddy. This latest lawsuit feels like the culmination of years of speculation, bringing all those rumors bubbling to the surface once again.
And we may actually see one of the biggest divorces in Hollywood is because Jay-Z is up next to be exposed.
It also raises questions about accountability in the entertainment industry. For years, powerful figures like Diddy have operated in a world where wealth and influence often shield them from scrutiny. But as the Me Too movement has shown, even the most untouchable stars are not immune to consequences. Could this lawsuit mark the beginning of a wider reckoning for Diddy and others like him? And if so, who might be next? The implications for the music industry as a whole are enormous. Diddy has been a towering figure in the world of hip-hop for decades, and his fall from grace would send shockwaves through the industry. It would also force a reckoning with the culture of excess and impunity that has long been a hallmark of the entertainment world. If nothing else, this lawsuit serves as a stark reminder that no one is above the law, no matter how powerful or influential they may be. As the legal battle unfolds, all eyes will be on the courtroom, where the truth, or some version of it, will hopefully come to light. They'll hopefully come to light. For now, though, the questions far outnumber the answers. What really happened at that party in 2015? Were Beyoncé and Jay-Z mere bystanders, or do they have more to explain? And what about the other celebrities mentioned in the lawsuit? Will they come forward with their own accounts, or will they remain silent, letting the allegations hang in the air like an unanswered question? The stakes couldn't be higher, not just for Diddy, but for everyone involved. As the lawsuit continues to dominate headlines, it's clear that this is a story that's far from over. The public's appetite for answers is insatiable, and as more details emerge, the narrative will only become more complex, more sensational, and more explosive. The only certainty in this swirling storm of allegations and denials is that the world will be watching, waiting to see how it all unfolds. And as the pressure mounts, one can't help but wonder, who will crack first? And what secrets might they reveal when they do? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's keep the conversation going. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more celebrity gossip and Hollywood drama. See you next time.